clothes us in his armor from head to toe as we go throughout this day, that he strengthens our discernment and guides our steps. I'm here to get our daily verse of the day, our prayer card for Monday, October 14th, 2024. I woke up at 2:45 this morning, and that is a Watchtower hour. So I pulled out my info from where we did the research on the Watchtowers and read the Psalms that went along with that time frame. The 3 a.m. hour is Psalm 19 and Psalm 121. And then the scripture that was for the verse of the day was from Titus. So I went in and read that. Titus only has 3 chapters. If you haven't read that book of the Bible, I would suggest doing that. That was the first one we got when we got the new cards, Matthew 21:22. But this one is the other one that came out. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Beautiful. I bring that scripture up often. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Lean not on your own understanding. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. It's very important that we remember in every aspect of life that there's a lot we don't see, there's a lot we don't hear, and there's a lot we don't know. A lot of times it's our ego that stops us from being able to acknowledge that. And I've said it for a long time. If you're confused about your life in any way, it means there's something wrong. It means that evil forces are throwing stuff your way. However you want to refer to it. The evil, the dark, the devil, however you want to say it. Evil forces are working on you if you're confused. For me, in my journey, when I reached that point of confusion, it was very important for me to withdraw from the world, to go into hermit mode so that I could understand what was happening. And the more scripture I read, the more reflection I did on not only myself, but the situation, the easier it became to hand it over. I say it often, and being able to investigate and break situations down like that is very important. It's very important to understand, but it's also very important to remember that we're not meant to understand everything. We're not meant to know everything. There's possible things, places, situations that we'll never know. But that's why connection with spirit is so important, because they see things that we don't see. They hear things that we don't hear. They know things that we don't know. And the more time you spend in hermit mode, the more time you spend leaning on the Most High, leaning on the fact that they will do their part as long as we do ours. And knowing that we do have a part to play. Because once we let go of the ego and acknowledge the fact that, you know, whatever situation you're dealing with, you know, whatever person, place, thing, situation you're dealing with, it's because of your own actions or lack thereof that's happening. So instead of going through a big, long, drawn-out story, the Cliff Notes version, obviously what you've been doing isn't working. Or you wouldn't be confused. You wouldn't feel lost. You wouldn't be in that situation, whatever that is for you. So try something new. God is doing a new thing. And yes, that's hard. Breaking out of our comfort zone is very difficult. And you know, sometimes that comfort zone doesn't necessarily look the way we think it's going to look. We don't realize that we're in a comfort zone. But when it comes time to step out, to have faith and push through the fear, that's when we realize, okay, this was a comfort zone. Whether it's you have a fear of interacting with other people, you have a fear of, going out on your own and not, there's a beautiful bird outside my window. It's a blue jay. I wish my glasses were nearby. It's pretty. He's beautiful. It's a big one. Right out here on the tree. Bluebird on my shoulder. Okay. Where was I at? He's doing a new thing. Comfort zones. A lot of times we don't realize that we're stuck in a comfort zone. We don't push ourselves outside of that comfort zone. And a lot of that is because we get comfortable in the hermit mode. In a lot of cases, we get forced into that hermit mode. We have to let go of people, places, and things that no longer serve us to make room for the new stuff, right? But we get so comfortable in that hermit mode after being in it for so long that it's uncomfortable to come out of it. And that's where, it's up to us to learn that balance, to push through that fear, and to do it anyways. I'm seeing the affirmation card of courage. Having courage doesn't mean that fear doesn't exist. The courage is what it takes to push through that fear and to step out in faith and be confident enough to know that it's for your highest good. Unless, don't let your mind play tricks on you. Don't let your mind talk you out of it. If you know it's the right thing. Perfect example. I'm going to give this example and then I'm going to go. I've been in hermit mode for a long time. And I used to be the complete opposite. I didn't like to be alone. And I subjected myself to the company of people that was not good for me because I didn't want to be alone. So that was something that I needed to heal in myself, right? So once I got forced into the situation where I had to learn how to be alone, it got good to me. It still is good to me. Sure, I miss interacting with people from time to time, but I've gotten to where I really enjoy it just being us, me and my fur babies. But that's a comfort zone. And now I'm getting to the point to where, okay, I've been at this for, we'll say 2 years. The process started a lot longer than that, but we'll say for the last 2 years, most definitely, I've been in hermit mode. Really longer. But now I'm getting to where I've got to push myself back out there. And I posted it on my timeline on Facebook, but I don't know if I shared it on YouTube. I don't think I did. There was I'm going to call it a presentation, a luncheon in my local area where they were talking about holistic medicine. And, they did a salad bar and, a presentation. And as soon as I heard about it, found out about it, I knew I wanted to do it, right? I was excited about it. And then as when the day got here, like, I started getting nervous and I almost didn't go. But I was like, no, I need to get out. I need to get outside, get some fresh air, interact with some different people, even if it's only for a little while. And I knew that I needed that, even though the part of me that wanted to stay in my comfort zone, that was nervous to go, that was, I was talking myself out of it. I pushed through that. I was like, no, I really need to go. I really need, I shouldn't miss this opportunity. But, you know how we talk to ourselves about things like that, even if it's only in your head. And I went. And I had a great time. I met several beautiful people, had a beautiful experience, got to enjoy a delicious lunch. There's that blue jay back. Now it's on this side. The birds, it's really cool today. The local weather, it's only supposed to get up in the 60s all week. So it's beautiful, breezy. The sun is shining. The birds are enjoying it. He is beautiful. The blue jays that are really bright blue, those are the males. The females have blue on them, but they're more gray than blue. He's running all the cardinals off. He's beautiful. I wish that I was able to turn the camera around while I was filming. I stopped my video yesterday to take pictures of the cardinals. But anyways, nonetheless, getting back to the story, sometimes we have to beat 12, 21, 22 on the timer. Sometimes we have to be that for ourselves. We have to push ourselves out of that comfort zone. And 9 times out of 10, when we do it, we don't regret it. But it's just pushing ourselves, pushing through that fear, pushing through that little bit of uncomfortableness, that discomfort, to get to the other side. For the first little while I was there, my anxiety was really kicking in hard. Like, I was sweating. That's what happens to me when my anxiety gets up. I get jittery and I get sweaty. And I was sweating. And but I pushed through it anyways, which unfortunately for me, the way I do that is by talking. I push through my anxiety by talking, and it helps me not think about the fact that I'm nervous. Which that's something that I have to get better at, especially it was 13:31 on the timer. Especially, if our purpose in life is to deal with people, we have to get used to pushing through that nervousness anyways, right? And apply that to whatever section of your life you need to apply it to. Not everybody has that problem. Like, I used to be the complete opposite. I didn't meet a stranger, didn't have a hard time talking to anybody. But the older I've gotten, the trauma and tribulation that I've gone through, then being in the forced hermit mode, I really was in hermit mode for more like 4 years instead of 2. But I was just trying to not be so extreme. But I've been in hermit mode for a long time. And, it's a comfort zone. So this is me encouraging you today to break out of that comfort zone. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Even though you don't understand it now. It may seem like the craziest thing you've ever done before. Listen to your intuition. Pray. Practice the pause. I posted that yesterday on my timeline. Practice the pause. Just stop for 5 minutes and try to process it. It was a really bad habit of mine, and I know a lot of other people have that habit of feeling like we have to give a response, like we have to make a decision right then. And there are times where we do have to do that. But if you're not in that situation, take that time And if you feel like you're being forced to make that decision, even more of a reason to practice the pause. They're rushing you for a reason. They want you to slip up. Be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you can feel a need, if you see a need, if you can feel that need, please do so. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.